Okay, well, guys, we are now live on YouTube then. So there we go. Let's see what happens. Depending on where I look, you can see my frame is now up and freaking down. One of the things I did notice is if I look into a specific direction long enough, it's like it catches up. It's like it's gone slow to catch up with changes. You see, now I've got like 30 frames. So it's not as bad as last night, but it is not what it was before my stream last night. It's just not. Now, one of the things, believe it or not, I played even with Streamlabs OBS. If I go into Streamlabs OBS, I wonder if I can show you this. Let me show you display capture. Hope you can see this. Okay, yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so there are different ways of capturing X-plane. So on automatic, that's what it looks like. Okay, I immediately lose 5 frames. Immediately, just because I use automatic. And if I go specifically to that kind of capture, it's like I lose another one. And believe it or not, when I go there, I don't get my frames back. It's still exactly where it was. But when I click done now and I start looking around, see, now it's gone back. It's now like it's happy again. Now, I mean, I didn't change any of this before the stream. I was sitting here waiting to go live. It was literally 2 minutes before the button press. And it dropped from 40 plus frames down to what you saw yesterday. It was crazy. It is. Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason why. I don't know. Now this morning, let me show you this as well. I've got Yeri's ground handling. I've got the Aveo stuff. I've got X-Camera and XPRealistic. I've removed RITEB. I've removed everything else, including Terrain Radar. I've just removed everything because between 40 and 80 miles of top of descent, I crashed the desktop and it's the end. I just cannot do this flight. And look at that frames again. Now it needs to stabilize again. It's weird. It's the weirdest of weird. The other thing that I did do, let's see where we at with that, is if you go to output shader cache Vulkan, I removed that as well. Okay, like I said on Facebook last night, I took that out. It's now rebuilded. I used my Clary utilities. I cleaned out all the files, the registry, everything that it could find as potential problems. The one thing I can say is even with the lower FPS, at least it doesn't feel like the handbrake is being pulled. Because that's the one thing I hate, is when you can feel like something's holding you back. You know, it's just stupid. Anyway, so I'm going to quickly try and refly this flight from yesterday. I need to generate my dispatch. And we'll see what happens. If it bombs, it bombs. If it doesn't, it doesn't. End of story. It is what it is. Then I'm switching back to X-Plane 11 for the main group flight, which I still also need to plan in the background. And then we'll just fly that one for the stream purposes. Right, so that is done. Right, my biggest concern right now is I don't have...
Sorry, Nico, I'm just watching your stream there, and that's weird the way your frames jump up and down. I mean, you're at 41 minutes, 16 the next minute.
Yeah.
It's like just not it's really weird.
Yeah, and it was not like that. I don't know what happened. Okay, my biggest problem that I have right now is I don't have the plugin for the ACARs installed. I'll tell you why I took it out. Because my crash to desktop is in the XPLM DLL, which is your plugin manager, and it doesn't specify which plugin it is. I just took that out as an unknown. Okay, because I don't know. Uncle John says, and you guys can help me out. You guys are using it. I used to use it successfully. Okay, so I don't see any reason why it would be the problem. But I mean, I've just removed everything just for the test now to see. So here goes. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. 17.8. Hello, Juliana.
Ground to flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
The other thing that I find most strange is yesterday, after this thing started, most of the tests I did, I could not get the yaw damper on. Even after both of those lights went white, even with the power on the bus, it just doesn't want to work. The only time you can set the yaw damper is after the IRSs were aligned. It's just crazy. Okay, 310, that's still fine. Okay, we don't have to worry about that. I'm so much in the habit of wanting to do things on the tablet, and now with all the plugins gone, it ain't gonna do anything.
Ground to flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Thank you so much. You guys can't see the yellow bracket right around the perimeter of my screen, eh? It's not broadcasting that to you, right?
No, no.
Because that's now irritating. Using this different display capture method, you see it's got a yellow band. You'll see on the screen, it's got a yellow band right around my screen. It's more prominent than what you guys can see it, but it's yuck. It's not nice.
Good morning, Nico.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Giuliano?
You said me hello back, no answer back. I have problem with microphone.
No problem.
Please.
No problem.
What problem you have, Nico?
Bad FPS, yeah, and a crash. It's two things.
But when you, I won't tell you, when you click for launch Explain 12, after open some pop-up window say crash, correct?
No. I get my crash on top of descent or just before top of descent, like between 40 and 80 nautical miles for top of descent.
When you fly. When you fly.
Now, I don't have any add-ons, no scenery, no extra stuff, nothing that could cause that. So it says it's a plugin. I don't know which one.
A log cannot help.
No one can help. No. Because it doesn't say in the log, it's in the event viewer in Windows that I see the crash. It's not even in the explain log. It's like it happens. It's like it happens on the outside. That's why I went and updated my NVIDIA drivers, because it's so fast that the explain says the application has crashed, but it doesn't specify what's crashed at all.
Yes, yeah, understand. Maybe depend from some update about computer, not explain 12.
It could be. Yeah, it could very well be.
Say me, I become crazy because all the time my aircraft PNDG lose the road. After I purchase Phoenix and lose the road the same. After I understand, I have a conflict with my peripheral, with joystick, keyboard, there is mean I delete everything and now work fine. but sometimes no easy for find the reason. And I spend a lot of time search in internet, in the forum, everywhere.
No, I get it.
I'm sure you resolve quickly.
I hope so, because otherwise I won't be able to stream this until I resolve it, because it's such a bad feeling. You sit here and you're enjoying yourself, and the next moment it's just gone. Just gone.
Yeah, I follow your video on YouTube last night, yesterday. I follow. And after I see what happened in the end.
Yeah. So, Juliana, I've cleared everything out that I can think of that might be an unknown. And a contributor. Yeah, I'm trying now as we speak. I'm live on YouTube, sir. We are trying, and I'm just showing the guys there. Whoever wants to watch can watch. I mean, I need to see if it works or not. It's crazy.
It's a crazy.
We have only one pilot happy in this group, Kevin. All the time, he maybe sing a song and this, he maybe nothing problem.
No problems with me.
Nothing problem.
I'm a happy bunny. Where are you sitting at, Nico? Are you in Rome?
No, LOWI. I'm flying to Rome, then we can pick it up from there. I'm doing my own ferry flight to get there to join you guys later.
Okay, I was just looking at the frames that I'm getting at Rome, just in case there was any. It's a lovely sunrise coming up.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
Morning, aviator. Well, we all knew that X-Plane was not going to have orthos built in, so I can't say I'm disappointed. When you look at the actual ground textures, the resolution compared to X-Plane 11 is magnificently better, so there's that. My biggest concern right now is my bad frame rates all of a sudden, as well as this crash to desktop that's annoying the hell out of me now. So, hence the test again. On 47, right?
Captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away. All of
Is it just me, or
flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call. Thank you.
well, which I'm going to think about. Apologies. Why is it set at 7,000 now? For your
7,000 is VFR in the UK. It's the only thing I can think of where the 7,000 comes from. Before start procedure.
Takeoff starts at 7,000.
Yeah, I know. That's not TCAS, that's a transponder, sir. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Give me a second.
The transponder, when you boot up, is now set at 7,000.
Yeah, it's 7,000 is like standard in the UK, but why it's decided to go there, I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, the first thing I have to do is knock it off the 7,000.
Me too. Everybody does, yeah.
But that's a new thing. We've never had that before.
No, it's new. Ask Zibo. Ask him, why did you put it to 7,000, the transponder?
Okay, I will do.
Yeah, aviator, but those ground textures are photogrammetry textures. That's also, you know, so yeah, one of those things. Linda, the speech recognition, I should say, is bombed out on me just now. Bloody damn it.
There's another underlying problem, Nico. There has to be.
There has to be something else which is affecting it, something in the background.
Release parking brake.
Before start procedure. Before start procedure complete. Ready for before start checklist. Starting number 2 engine. N2.
Now, one of the things, obviously, in yesterday's flight and in every test flight was the livery that I was using. So this morning, I'm back to the one that I've successfully done the previous streams and flights with. And I've obviously got Linda in here that was also with me when I did these other streams. So, or flights at least. I think she was in one or two other streams. Doesn't matter. So, we just have to see if it works.
Oh, there's a dog barking.
That's a Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. Anti-ice on.
Yeah, they are bite size.
Bite size. I actually had a Rottweiler puppy here yesterday.
Really?
Aye.
Starting number 1 engine.
Check the brakes on this, I suppose. Check the legs. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
25 N2.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
And here I am sitting talking to myself, showing you all this. What I wanted to say, aviator, is I don't know if you guys noticed it. The lights on the aircraft do not show. You can see reflections, but the actual light bulb is dead. There's no light coming.
Yeah, I could see that you were looking at that. Yeah,
and that's part of the lighting image issue. The I don't know, call it what you want. The lighting engine that needs to be fixed by Laminar. There are quite a few things that Zibo has logged with them already that just isn't working in 12 yet. I potentially blew my APU up just now. I keep on warning you guys not to do it, and then I go do it. Oops. Fortunately, that failure is not simulated yet, but I can virtually guarantee if it was, that APU would have been blown out completely.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Flaps 10 set. Before takeoff procedure.
See, now I don't have any terrain radar. I'll use the weather one anyway then.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Before takeoff procedure complete.
Any
Ready
of you
for before
gentlemen that have
takeoff
just come on the
checklist.
flight number this morning is number 2109.
Yeah, once I'm in the air, I'll publish it and do what I need to do. But Uncle John, thank you for that. Right, so we've got bleeds off, APUs feeding the backside. Okay.
2109, thank you, sir.
Yeah. LIRF to LOWW.
Departure runways 25.
Thank you.
stabilized. Takeoff thrust set. Throttle hold.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Positive rate.
$400. $1,000.
Acceleration altitude.
Yeah, morning, Steve. It wasn't entirely unplanned, but it was mostly unplanned. And while I was sitting here thinking it's too early to start prepping for the other stream, I might as well do the test. I just thought, why not just put it on screen so everybody can see. So just to give you a heads up, and the guys that came in late, I've cleaned out my plugins. I've got ground handling, Iveo, XCamera and XPRealistic. I don't have terrain radar, I don't have RITEB, I don't have any of the other horde of plugins I had yesterday. Because what happens is, and this is the problem, between 80 and 40 nautical miles from top of descent during this flight, I simply crash to desktop and I get the XPLM error, which is apparently, according to the clever people, X-Plane telling me that a plug-in crashed my system. It doesn't specify which one. I can't identify it. I don't know. So that's why I just went back to basics, killed everything that is not, certified, except for ground handling. I don't think ground handling would do that, but we are soon going to find out. So that's where I'm at right now. We're going to fly, we're going to do our best. If it works, it works. Then I know to just simply wait a few days for the updates for RITEB and terrain radar to come through before I put them back. And then the other one, obviously, that I took out is now the ACARs for the VA. And the strange thing is, Uncle John flies with it. He doesn't have a problem. I used to fly with it. I did not have a problem. So I'm kind of not expecting it to be a problem, but obviously as this is a test, I just took it out just to make sure.
The sad part is the Zibo's a plug-in.
Yeah, it is, but at least it's not going to be that's bombing out, because if it was that, everybody would have the same problem, so we're constantly fighting with this who done it. We need to find out who done it. Oh, you're too soft, Mac. We can't hear you. I can hear you talking, but I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, try that.
Yeah.
Good morning, gents.
Hello.
Good morning.
Just one comment about what you've just said is nobody else is flying, or should we say it's very few of us flying 1.1A.
Yeah, that's also true.
Now, Paul had a problem not yesterday, or not the night before, when it first came out, and he crashed about 15 miles before landing.
You see, you've just mentioned something that didn't even cross my mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into the version of the Zibo mod that you guys have. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I'm not saying that there is that, but...
Well, it is... Mac, we're scientists, okay? And the hypothesis is formed around trial and error and, you know, mixed in with knowledge and all those things. We have to find the problem, because it could very well be that it is the Zibo plugin. Uncle John, you could be correct. And the reason, the reasoning is now given by Mac. I'm not flying what you guys are flying, you know, so...
Very valid point, Mac.
Good one. Good one. I'm impressed. I don't really want to say it, but I think if I say it, you'll catch on to my train of thought. I've got so much faith in Zibo that I don't even consider, you know, the Zibo mod as a possible source. But you're right.
I think it's unlikely, but
we're not going to know.
Exactly, and you've got to put. Yeah, because I see that. Now, where was it? He reported. Oh, I found out what they changed in beta 2. You know, the latest X-Plane update. All they did was cancel in X-Plane purchasing and one other item, very insignificant to the actual flying experience.
Well, Mac, here goes. If it bombs again, that's the next step. In fact, I've already deleted my test copy, the one that was bombing on me. Okay, so my train of thought this morning, if you go back and look at the beginning of the stream somewhere, I did mention it. I've now changed the version of the Zibo. Unfortunately, oh, you know what? Hang on a second. Hang on. I might not have updated this one. This one is exactly the same model as you guys are flying. My test model was the latest model. Okay, so you know what? This in itself is exactly now going to prove what you're saying. So if this one goes through, I don't even have to do another test flight, because this is not the test model. I deleted the test.
Well, you can tell probably from the EFB.
I'm looking at the EFB. I'm showing it here on stream, yes. I am.
Oh, hang on.
That's where I went to quickly check it now that you've mentioned it.
Fine.
So inadvertently and just, you know, out of sheer luck, I did decide to fly a different Zibo.
Yeah, okay.
Good morning, Krista. And all the new people watching the stream. Thanks for joining me so early on a Saturday morning or late on a Friday night, whatever the time is where you are. Well, Krista, this is exactly what we've just discussed. You obviously didn't hear the whole discussion, but that's exactly what we said. And today I'm flying a different model. I'm flying the same one that you guys have, not the new one. So if this one doesn't go through, guess who's getting a letter from me, an interdepartmental memo. We will query this.
There's a lawyer's letter on the way to Mr. Lubos.
Lubos, we have to talk, buddy. Without prejudice. You know how they write those letters?
Come into my office.
We'll see now. Zibo, we still love you, don't worry. We won't fight with you. I did. I did remove the plugins, everything. This is still a more vanilla version. I don't even have RITEB or the terrain radar installed right now. I don't even have the ACARs installed right now. I've got XPRealistic and XCamera, the IVAO stuff, and here is ground handling. That's it.
I'll tell you something else that Paul mentioned, which I don't know whether it's relevant, but he seemed to have traffic. There was mention of traffic flow changes or something. Now, I don't know whether with this latest ATC inputs, that if you're going against the flow of the expected arrivals at a particular runway, whether that might be causing a problem.
Well, in Explain 11 it did. In Explain 11 it did at one point in time with the new traffic stuff. Yeah, that.
Yeah, but that was using plugins that normally inputted the traffic, whereas now there's a certain element of it built into Explain now, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any AI. Sorry, Mac. Sorry, I don't have any AI enabled in my system. I just had to check. Yeah, go.
When the new beta for Navigraph comes out, there'll be little reason to go to anywhere else. There's winds, there's airports and things like this. There's all sorts of things.
Yeah, nice. So look at my FPS now. Now that I'm in the air and all, it's rather closer to 30 than not. I swear, I just don't know what happened yesterday, and since then, I don't know. Well, Krista, this is as close to vanilla mode as I can get. I don't have any sceneries loaded. I don't have any libraries loaded. I've got nothing except the ones, the only 3 or 4 plugins I have, except for the ground handling, are all certified for 12. So that shouldn't be a problem. But I've removed like RITEB, terrain radar, all these ones that used to work. I've removed them. You know, the ones that I have in my show more? I've removed them. I mean, it has now come to light that stable approach is not working. Okay, so I did remove it. It's gone. And then all the rest. No, I appreciate your 2 cents. Don't stop. I'm not telling you to keep quiet. I'm just saying what I've done and what I've discovered and things like that. I mean, so yeah.
I must admit, I've got Habitat running, and I haven't had a problem yet with Habitat.
Mac, me neither.
But basically, Habitat's all about navigation.
Yes.
Not interacting with the EFB, with the FMC or anything.
Yeah, Mac, the reason I took terrain radar and RITEB out, because it was working for many days for me, is just as a test. I'm just trying
terrain radar, I understand that one.
Yeah. I'm just trying to isolate the problem a little bit better, you know.
Yeah.
Process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, terrain radar, if you have that installed, you've got inbuilt terrain radar. Is it terrain radar or weather?
No, weather is built.
Terrain radar is inbuilt, isn't it now?
I don't get any terrain.
Yeah, I do.
Is it? I didn't get any terrain. Well, do you have to click the button or not? Because I did not have
you still got to select terrain radar, but it's inbuilt within the... But it's very fuzzy. It's not a true picture of the old terrain radar.
Nope, I don't get it, sorry. So you guys are lucky. Hello, Christoph.
Well, you're too high at the moment, aren't you?
I was at LOWI. I was in the valley, Mac. There was nothing.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, there was nothing. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't leave it on long enough or some crap. I don't know. But if I press my terrain radar now, it doesn't even identify. It doesn't even come up. WXR or WXA comes up, right? So there we have it. WXA. That comes up.
That's weather.
I know. But if you press terrain, there's nothing. Nothing.
You don't get the TERR on your thing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Are you squawking? Have you got your squawk on?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm off to bed, gentlemen.
Sleep well, Gary.
Okay.
I wish I could fly with you, but I'm tired.
Nah, go rest. Go rest.
Yeah.
Crester, I don't only read the log file, I also check the Windows event viewer. And in the log file, the fault is not even identified. I get my information from the Windows event viewer. And that's where it tells me the module that's crashed and things like that. So we'll see now.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's hinting that it's a plugin rather than X-Plane itself.
Yeah. In Explain, all it told me was the very last line, this application has crashed. It was busy loading terrain, you see it's busy doing the terrain thing, next moment this thing is crashed. You go to the event viewer, it tells you the XPLM DLL is the faulting module, and the clever people tell me it means that it's a plugin, but the stupid thing is not clever enough to tell me which plugin. That's why I went and removed all the plugins.
Yeah, that hints to me it maybe it was terrain radar.
Yeah, I've taken everything out.
Oh, I mean when it crashed.
Yeah. Given?
No, I was going to say, in the actual plugins folder, the XPLM 64 DLLs and SOs are right at the bottom. They're separate. They're not connected to any particular plugin.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the plugin package, if you get me drift.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, so it'd be pretty hard to, unless you can read that DLL and see which plugin it's connecting to that it can't connect to or something. I don't know.
I've got a secret weapon, Kevin.
1000 to level up.
Yeah.
It's called Zibo. Zibo?
Yeah.
You call him, you say, Zibo? Is a crash report or here's a problem? Can you try to talk me through it? Let's see what you can see.
Yeah.
I have so much faith and trust in him, I don't need another tool.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want a tool that I could flip into because I wouldn't have a clue what I was looking at.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That is without authors, Steve. Yeah. I've refrained from bringing the authors in because the information that we have is totally conflicting. Some say it works, some say it doesn't. Some say, yeah, but there's this problem and that problem, but at least it works. Now look there, it's gone stopped. Why is it stopped? Don't tell me it's going to crash already. I swear I'm going to cry. Oh, there we go again. Now what was that about?
Oh, something else I learnt about. Depending on how you need to keep an eye on your VRM as well. The reason I say that is it compiles shader things before you start a flight so that it doesn't do it in flight so you don't get stuck. But if you get a scenery load, weather gets very heavy, then it may create more shader bits that are stored in the VRAM memory and you may run up VRAM.
You shouldn't do with Vulkan though.
Yeah, even with Vulkan. This is it. It's because of the way Vulkan works that I'm mentioning this.
Yeah, you're right, Mac.
And that was reading a bit of information that was actually produced by by Lamina themselves about how it works in 12.
Hello Dimitri, hello Lee TV. Yeah, no, this looks good. I'm kind of hopeful that we don't get that crash and that we can speak to Zibo about the plugin at this point in time, so we'll see. Alright, for the guys waiting for the group flight, just as a matter of interest, I will be landing a bit late. So I think if you can't wait for me, you're going to have to do that group flight alone. I'll tag along after this flight, okay? But, I mean, my ETA is going to be like an hour after you guys want to take off if you're still using 700 Zulu as a guide. So just bear that in mind, eh?
By the way, what's this planned flight? Because it's not in the planned flights.
Yeah, let me go put it in there. We've verbally given it to everybody, but I'll quickly put it in there for you.
Okay.
Where is this flight going to?
We're doing LIRF to LOWW, and the flight number I'll give to you guys just now.
2109.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I had a message last night from Gary, Irish Gary.
Yeah. I saw him post
where
stuff.
is everybody these days? I said, well, you know, we've been busy, but more during the day. And anyway, I ended up having about an hour's chat with him last night.
Okay.
He's been on to any build or whatever it is for the Dublin scenery, and he's actually showed me a picture of some of the work that they've started doing towards updating it.
That's nice.
Yeah. Obviously he was talking about a particular airline and giving me bits of information. Oh, and if you look in the Oveo room, he's planning a tribute flight
for the Queen, I saw. Yeah.
And he may be doing the return flight as well, but they're going to man it.
I'm with you.
We were talking about it. He doesn't know what day it'll be yet,
alright, let me just say good morning to Robert. Yes, Lee, I'm using default scenery right now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
What's the flight then?
I'm busy putting it in, Reggie. I'm just waiting for my bids to come up. There we go.
Okay, I've just got up, so I just can go. And is it from
LIRF?
Fiumicino? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so at least I can get there.
What's the arrival airport?
There you go, I've published it. It's LOWW. Alright, if you look in my planned flights just above our heads here, you'll get the lowdown. Dimitri, that's not the problem. I've had spotless flying. Currently, believe it or not, after Mac and Uncle John had brief moments of genius this morning, we are actually suspecting the Zibo mod. So I'm not flying the latest build. I'm flying the one that you guys have, because while I was flying this model, I didn't have crashes either. So it's a known issue. It's a laminar issue. So laminar needs to fix their what do you call it, lighting model or whatever. Look here, let me show you something else. On the Zibo mod, for instance, okay, you cannot see the actual light bulb on. I don't know if you can see it, it's very faint, but when I switch the light on, you can see a reflection. The lights reflect, but there's no lights. Even the beacon light, the actual light bulb or LED, whatever they're using, it's not showing during the daytime. Alright, so that's another problem. Laminar changed the lighting model, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, that's what it is, between the alpha that the testers had and the release model. So Zibo needs to resync the illumination and stuff over here. Thanks, Linda. Put that back. Yeah. So after Laminar fixes all their idea of what the lighting engine should looks like, Zibo can have a go again. I don't think there's any point in changing anything right now, updating anything, and then just getting to that point, and then you have to redo it.
Mark, the test one that's available to us in a development area, he's already made the dark cockpit lighter, hasn't he, Nico?
Yeah, it's slightly lighter, yeah. But it's not perfect by a long shot.
No.
Anybody got the QNH for Fiumicino for me, please? Hello.
Well, just put it. You've got a
1014
weather radar thing in your FMC. Go and use that.
It doesn't work.
1014.
Oh, what, in the latest one? Doesn't it work?
No, it doesn't.
Got it, Nico?
1014, yes, thank you. Now you cannot request weather through the FMC at this point in time. It's a different format of something. Somebody gave a whole explanation, so.
Again. Right, okay. So that's something else. I don't think we've reported that yet, have we?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, fair enough.
Petrolgo, good morning. Dimitri, I know what you're referring to. I'm also just giving you more background information. We are currently suspecting. Now, look at my screen, all right? This, what do you call this? GAVRA. Okay, any moment from when that thing touches the 80 nautical mile line and comes through, any moment, it can crash to desktop. Okay, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that now. But this is literally what I experienced now over and over and over again. And the difference with this flight is I'm now using the same Zibo mod as what you guys have. Yesterday when I experienced all my crashes, it was with the latest build that we have internally, okay, behind the scenes. So non-public, etc., etc. And I've removed all the suspected and non-suspected plugins that I felt was not necessary to do this test flight this morning, and that's where we are at now. We're literally flying. I don't even have terrain radar in here. I don't have RITEB in here. I've got almost nothing. I've got X camera, XPRealistic. Here is ground handling and the IVO stuff in my plugins. That's it. The rest is vanilla. Hello, Sasso. And there it crashes. You see, there it's crashed again. Gone. So, I don't know what it is. We're going to look at Event Viewer again.
What version are you flying now, Nico?
No, this is the one that you have.
Because mine didn't crash last night.
Don't know what that is about.
Right, quickly, can you go and have a look and see what your VRAM's doing?
Can you see? There's nothing in VRAM. There's nothing in VRAM. I'll count to 8.
Does it say how much VRAM is used?
No, there's nothing used. It's all cleared out. It's flushed already.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, okay, let's do this sensibly now. Right, we have errors which is not explain related. There is no error in the event viewer this morning, unless it will only come after I close this bloody thing. Event viewer. Go see. Yep, there is no error in event viewer. So let's go look at the log file.
Hey.
Yep. Just says the application has crashed. That's it.
Very
Does
important.
your XPlane12 crash?
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
always around about the same place. Talk to me.
In scenery location?
Well, it's not exactly the same scenery location, but it is within, I would say, an 80 nautical mile radius of the same place.
Do you have a custom scenery by chance for that
No.
airport? A mesh?
No, nothing. This is vanilla. XPlane12.
I'd recommend. Do you have the installer for XPlane12?
I've already run it. I've already cleaned the shader cache. I have done every normal thing that anybody can ever do. I've even updated the VGA drivers. I've done absolutely everything to try and fix this. I just cannot pass that point. It's impossible.
Have you updated the scenery online by the installer?
I've done everything.
Okay.
I've done it. So, okay. Well, that puts me back to the drawing board. Don't know what else to say. It means that I'm going to, what's the time now? Let's just have a look at 37. I'm going to reboot. I'm going to set up the new stream with a new flight, and I'm going to fly XPlane11 with you guys. It's easy as that.
Right. I'm going to suggest one thing to you, Nico,
Yeah.
and that is tweak your graphics down a little bit before
I can't, Mac, because that's the other crap thing about XPlane12 at this point in time. Okay, if you move my sliders one notch left, you lose like 10 frames. If you move it one notch up, you lose 10 frames. It took me like a day plus 30 minutes. Yeah, it took me a day plus 30 minutes to find this sweet spot. Whether I go down or up is irrelevant in my system. I lose frames like hell.
Well, that's not right anyway.
No, it's not. It's not. So I don't know. I don't know exactly what the issue is. Okay.
The other thing that people may not appreciate is if you hover your mouse over each of the sliders, whereas in XPlane11 you used to say all the sliders on the left on the graphics page were CPU related and all the ones on the right used to be GPU related. Now there is many more of them are actually GPU related.
Yeah.
It's not CPU one side, GPU the other side.
Yeah, so, okay. I'm not running
That's a
in...
good one.
Okay.
I was going to say it's a good point Sasso's made.
Yeah, I don't run it as admin. I don't have a need to run it as admin. When I elevate the access rights to admin, a lot of the other things that I connect to XPlane will not work. It means I'm going to have to run everything as an elevated administrator, and I don't want to do that. So up until 2 minutes before the stream last night, up until 2 minutes, there was nothing wrong with my system. It literally died while I was watching to press the button to start the stream, okay? I have done hours and hours and hours of troubleshooting, reinstallations, and all kinds of nonsense now. And at this point in time, I just don't know because it doesn't tell me what the problem is. It just doesn't.
Well, you're an IT guy. You should know.
Oh.
Anyway,
yeah.
You need to test the screen, Nico, how you're going to message that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you sound like Zibo telling me to read the Zibo install guide now, Mac.
Who I would never say that.
Yeah, well, he already did. So anyway, Dimitri, all access rights, everything is the same as it was with all my successful flights up until last night, 2 minutes before my stream. So unless Microsoft or the antivirus, and the antivirus is also excluded, it doesn't scan that folder anyway. Unless something that is unknown to me changed something. It is exactly the same system, exactly the same software that was working a day ago. Exactly. And now it just doesn't. So I need to go and figure out what it is. All right, guys, I'm wasting time now. I'll see you in a few minutes. I'll probably start streaming in about half an hour again, and then we do the group flight that we do on a usual Saturday morning, and then you guys can join me or not. Thanks for watching. I mean, if I find out what the problem is, I'll tell you. Have a good one until we speak again. Cheers, guys.
Right.